Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to round 3 of the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. Today we are at the Norisring, which is a very short circuit, very exciting circuit indeed. But I can't do this on my own. I am joined by Ollie Sittler. How you doing, man?
Thank you very much, Luke. I'm fine, and welcome to Norisring, everyone outside. It's the shortest track we have in the calendar. It's just 2.3 kilometers long, and they used to race motorcycles here and started in 47, but we're really happy to be here with a DTM Esport Classic Challenge as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really pumped for this. Again, it's a really wide circuit as well, but if people do indeed make a mistake, they will be into a wall quicker than they can say Norisring, that is for sure. Today we've got 2 races for you. There'll be a 8-minute qualifying session for the first race, and then it will be a 15-minute time race, and then the same for the second race as well. Again, there's no championship standings in this. We've just got a load of the best DTM drivers of all time, some future stars, and of course some esports stars as well. But let's take a look then at the grid for today. We've got Lucas Auer, Tom Blomqvist, those 2 stars over the first 2 weeks. We've got Nick Cassidy here as well, Dave Gaming, Philip Eng, we've got Robin Frines. Is that Glock? Yes, it is. It's Timo Glock. He got his rig this week. It's his first ever esports event, so great to see him on the grid. And I'm sorry, Timo, I had to do it. Ben Green is next up then. We've got Ferdinand Habsburg, we've got Nico Muller, Gary Paffett, and Rene Rast rounding out the first 12. Ollie, take us through the last 12.
Robin Rogalski is with us. He was sitting in the DTM car for the DTM Young Drivers Test in last winter. Then Fabio Scherer, the new talent for WRT in DTM. We got Ben Tuck, Kelvin van der Linde, and Sheldon, those brothers from South Africa. Jano Opmer, the esports qualifier like Alex Krüger, Lars Bruckmann, Nico Kunze, Julius Martin, Peter Shanto, the Hungarian guy, and Javi Garrido.
As we were discussing before this, there's always a Hungarian on Race Room that makes it to these races. They are so they're just amazing at Race Room. There just seems to be a big community within the game, which is really good to see. And while this is indeed round number 3 of the DTM 2014s, next week we will be doing DTM 2016s, and then week 5 will be a surprise class. And well, Ollie, it's been an incredible first couple of weeks. 4 different winners in 4 races. Are we going to see 2 more different winners today?
Yeah, hopefully. We get Brody Sheen standing on the top of the podium, All-Star Nico Müller, Tom Blomqvist, and Lucas Auer, the winners so far. And Norisring is a completely different track compared to all the other ones. Just 2 turns, 1 chicane, and we're gonna see this, what we've just seen in practice in the race, I think, as well, from all these guys who are not used to race on this track. In normal life, you have to get out of this chicane as far as possible on the right side, but if you hit the wall, it's over.
Yeah, absolutely, and that can go for any part of this circuit here. Again, it looks wide, it looks very simple, it looks like you've got a lot of room to play with, but that one mistake and it will be race over for you. The walls are very close here. It's quite a unique track here, Ollie. Of course, you've been here many times, but you know, how does it transpire normally in races? Of course, they've got the feeling that they've got lots of room to work with, but again, does that promote people taking chances, or does it promote people being very safe?
That's a fantastic racetrack. You have changing positions all the time during the last 20 years of DTM racing on this circuit, which is just built for this Norisring Speed Weekend year by year, but by the so-called MCN, the Nürnberg Motorsport Club.
I think the big feature here is that pretty much if you've got DRS in this race, you're going to be using it pretty much the whole lap, right? Like, it's just going to be constantly open, apart from maybe the chicane and the 2 hairpins. So it's just going to be a complete slipstream battle from start to finish, which for me and you, Ollie, is going to be a very tough one to commentate.
It's gonna be. One thing to mention about the DRS system, if you hit the brake, the back wing is going back to normal position. So during the chicanes and the corners, it's in. You have the normal wing with some pressure on the rear axis, and as soon as you press the button on the straights, like we follow Timo Glock here, he's braking for Grundig and just putting another car off the track. It was a Mercedes as far as I've seen, but I was not able to read the driver's name. But here we are with the first qualifying, with the first 8 minutes of yeah, timed laps, and that's going to be a thrilling one.
Yeah, Timo, they're just saying hello to everyone, getting himself acquainted with the other drivers. So yeah, awesome stuff.
You may remember we have some DTM drivers with us, and here we follow René Rast. He's on position 18 at the moment, but the double DTM champion and the reigning champion is going to do one lap here at Norisring for us. Welcome, René.
Hello and welcome.
How does it feel being on the virtual Norisring?
Yeah, almost exactly like the real track, quite tight. So we are already here in the last corner, trying to get a bit of momentum to carry maximum speed on the start-finish straight. It's always very important to start a quick lap to get all the momentum, to bring that top speed up. And now we approach basically the first corner, hairpin corner, braking at 100-meter board, around here, very hard braking down to first gear. Try to rotate the car as quickly as possible, go back to power as early as possible, and then we come to basically the only chicane on this track, the Scholler S. Also quite slow in second gear, third gear, here short shift, and then close to the wall there where I hit in 2018 with my DTM car. And now to the last corner already, again hairpin first gear corner, and hopefully a clean good exit, which would be hopefully enough for a top 10.
And this guy you just heard stalled his car on the last DTM race here at Norisring, but made it through and won the race.
Yep.
What a fantastic thing you did, René.
Thank you.
Just a quick question for you, René. The game you were playing last night with Kelvin, how do you think that's going to help you in today's race?
I think we were not the only one who were practicing, but obviously it's always good to practice a bit of drafting and DRS and stuff like that. So hopefully it helps. Let's see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good luck to you today, René. Look forward to seeing your results. There we go. Great to hear.
Thanks
from
to René Rast. And look, we got one guy being fastest here overall. It's Jano Opmeer, the Formula One Esports 2019 Renault pilot. And he's obviously quick in the touring car as well.
Oh man, this guy is an absolute star. He's so young as well. Like, he's got the whole world as his oyster right now. He is one of the very best within the F1 esports as well, which is considered one of the top esports series worldwide, that's for sure. You know, huge prize money. All of the teams from the F1 series actually backing it as well. And well, you know, he's just showing how quick he really is here. We've seen Kelvin van der Linde be right at the front of the grid here. Of course, René Rast as well. And he has put himself right up to the front row of the grid in his first event. But I'll tell you what, who I'm surprised with here, Timo Glock, only 0.2 of a second down, and he only got his rig this week.
Incredible, but here at Norisring, you're fast or you're not, and Timo was always one of the faster guys here. So it looks quite simple, but I can promise you it isn't.
No, definitely not. It's all about keeping the momentum of the car, isn't it? You know, especially that chicane. That chicane, you could lose so much time through there, and that's where you're going to be most vulnerable on the exit of that chicane for potential overtakes down into the next hairpin. So again, very much a momentum-based circuit, very quick circuit, but it's very deceptive with that middle chicane. We're on board then with Ben Green, still from the Faroe Islands apparently. Fair play to him, I guess. He is currently down in P18, 1.1 second off the pace. Just saw Nick Cassidy move up to the top 10 there momentarily. But look at that then, the top, what is it, top 12, top 13, top 14, top 15 maybe, top 15 separated by half a second here. It is Jan Opmeer who is in the lead right now. Lucas Auer then finds himself down in P16, of course a race winner this series as well. So yeah, not having the best of days today.
No, indeed not. And he's new in DTM, especially at BMW in DTM. We know him from driving a Mercedes. Then he was in Japan for 2 years, and now he's back with DTM and back with BMW, and now back with the eSports series. And we're on board with Timo Glock, who managed to step up to position 4 at the moment, right behind Opmeer, Brookman, and Kelvin van der Linde, the reigning ADAC Masters champion.
Yeah, Brookman put it up into P2 there with just a couple of minutes ago. Timo was pushed down to P5, but he's back up into P4. Janto, by the way, currently P5, always a Hungarian in these races.
Yes.
And he is the sole one today, but top 5, very good indeed. And he's only 1.5 tenths of a second off pole position. This could be an absolute classic here, Ollie. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have much of a voice left after this one.
Let's see. But I'm a bit wondering, because, you know, Opmeer, the Dutch guy, being fastest at the moment, he's pretty fast, but he's still 4/10 of a second slower than his time in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be interesting to see whether he can indeed get down to that level. I guess pressure is on now, whereas they may have had, they had an hour to practice. And also they did have DRS in practice, so that would definitely have helped for sure. Yeah, the DRS is a huge factor in these cars. It's, until you actually get in the car within the game, or obviously in real life, you don't really understand how much of a difference it makes. It's just stupidly fast, and it's scary. But again, that's where mistakes can happen as well here. Look at this though, Opmeer is going faster once again. His first 2 sectors were indeed purple there. And well, actually, he messed up the final sector. So he was quicker, but not quite enough there. Nico Muller, currently in P9 here. And we've got, well, Janto, our second esports driver here, is now up to P3, Ollie. Kelvin van der Linde has moved down into P4. And it's less than 1/10 of a second between our front 2 rows.
Incredible. It's just a couple of centimeters or a couple of eye glimpses you have here at Norisring, especially. The shortest track at DTM I already mentioned, but pretty hard for all the guys to line up the cars. 23 of them on a just 2.3 kilometers track, so it's just a couple of meters in between if you would line up them along the Norisring.
Yeah, right. It's going to be a really, really good race here. Very, very close indeed. Again, top 8 now separated by 2/10 of a second. It's that close, ladies and gentlemen. But it is an all-Dutch front row as it stands. Then we've, of course, got the Hungarian. There's always a Hungarian. There's South Africa represented with Kelvin van der Linde. Sheldon, his brother, only in P15. Again, half a second off the pace, and you're only in 15th position. That's just absolutely crazy here. And, you know, we were really surprised at the start of this championship, Ollie, of how close they were and how good they were, considering half the grid had never, that's not a good rejoin, considering half the grid had never really done sim racing or esports as a whole. But look how close it's getting now.
It's incredible, like we used to know it from Norisring, but it's the first time for me commentating an esport event on this track. And this is Lars Brookman, we're just following the Dutch guy on P2 at the moment. So it's, like you mentioned, 2 Dutch guys in front as the clock is ticking down, and this is the final result of qualifying. Look.
Yeah, a few people will indeed still cross the line. It's not quite finalised yet, but it looks like Opmeer will be on pole. Brugman is going to be in P2. And then we have got Shanto in P3. Kelvin van der Linde will be in P4. We've got a warm-up here, which gives us a chance to hear some messages from our sponsors.
Well, in sport or in life, when you get to the top end and you want the last bit of performance, you need to have personalized data. And obviously, when you get to the top end, it's all the small details that make the difference. Even though we do the best to get the best technology possible, there's still going to be a big deceleration. And I think MindMay is bringing the balaclava with the live. It's going to be a really big help for the medical kit because they know exactly what's going on. They know which state the driver's in. So when that's happening, I'll feel even safer. And I know that when the doctors are coming on site, they know exactly what they need to do.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. It is the DTM Esports Classic Challenge, round number 3, and we're at the Norisring here. We're in warm-up. You can see there, that is some very, very dangerous parking there, but dismounted pretty damn well. And, well, take us through this track here, Ollie. It's on screens.
That was Mr. Norisring. That was Jamie Green. He won here so many times with an old car, but this is how the track looks. Obviously very easy, but yeah, it's pretty hard to put the car on the specific point for braking and through the chicane called Schöller S and then to the Dutzendeichkehre, which is by the lake at the left side of the picture. And here we have the 23 cars lined up on the grid.
Absolutely. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. 3 of our esports drivers are at the front of the grid here. First time we've seen that. Normally the DTM drivers or the real-world drivers have been right at the front here. So a change of the guard today. And with, what, 17, 16 seconds to go here, we're just waiting for one more car to go. Here we go then. There are the 5 red lights. It's Opmeer on the pole position. And can he get a good start here away at the Norisring? We're just about to go green, and we are green here, and it's actually a very, very good start by our pole sitter. Gets the right traction down, gets on the power nice and early, and he's all good to now drive away here. And in the background, there's a hustle and a bustle. Brugman then has got to try, and, well, Janto's trying to go around the outside there. Hungarian trying to hold on, but not able to do so here. And then we've got Kelvin van der Linde and Timo Glock having a little bit of contact there, and they get through pretty damn nicely. But look at this, Ollie. There are cars absolutely everywhere. It's like a car park here at the Norisring.
Incredible. Normally it is actually a car park because the trade fair is just around the corner, but I did not expect that everyone would get clean through the first corner.
I love your stats, Ollie. Your stats are unbelievable. So many facts in this guy's head. Here we go through then the second hairpin as we come up towards the end of lap number 1. And while this is the first time that DRS will indeed be in effect here as they cross the line, and right now Opmeer does indeed lead. It is a Dutch 1-2 though, as it stands. Kelvin van der Linde has made up a position then. Janto down into P4. So Kelvin repping the real world drivers as you can see here. And DRS then opened up wide there. Janto missed his braking point, nobody home. Now he's centered up the inside. Timo Glock says thank you very much, but although Timo Glock on the power a little too early there, just lost the rear ever so slightly.
Yeah, but still they managed to keep the car on track, and here we take a look at the leading car of Jano Opmeer and followed by Lars Brugman, the 2 Dutch guys. Then we have Kelvin van der Linde, the 2014 and 19 GT Masters champion. Nick Cassidy is with us with the Amtech BMW in the Red Bull design. He's stepping up 1 position and moves up to 6.
What a move that was there on Kunstler. That's a brilliant bit of work there. This is one of the hardest circuits to get away from your competitors, with the DRS indeed being in effect with these DTM cars. But Opmeer and Brugman are doing a very good job indeed. And actually, I think Brugman might be able to make a move here on Opmeer. They were very close indeed. Nick Cassidy, though, having to defend. Bit of a mistake there by a driver in front of them. That's Janto. So Janto, qualified P3, struggling in the race. Now down to P5. He is freed up, of course, Kelvin van der Linde and Timo Glock. Again, Timo Glock in his first ever esports race here. Only got the rig this week. Ollie, how impressed are you with him?
Incredible what Timo does. He's one of the older guys we see in the grid, like experienced drivers like Gary Pafford, and they, ooh, big hit by René Rast, and it was Ben Green, was it?
Yeah, with Ben Green. Well, we've seen in the real world of racing, there's been a mistake made there by René Rast. He's gone ahead and won the race. Don't think that's going to be a possibility today. A very short format indeed. Jan Opmeer now down into P2 then. So Ruben is now up into the lead here. And Kelvin van der Linde then. Can he do the job for the big boys here? Can he get ahead of these esports stars? They are the front 3 as it stands, but it isn't Opmeer in the lead. So Opmeer wasn't able to get away, and DRS again proving to be a huge factor here. And I think that, yeah, Brugman got the job done on this lap, so he still has DRS. So he's able to potentially drive away here. Look at Timo Glock in the background. He needs these to start battling, doesn't he? So he can get onto the back of them. Oh, mistake. Mistake
there
by
was
Brugman.
a big mistake, and he lost the lead.
Yep.
Now they're side by side. There were 1 on 1 and 2. Opmeer is now down to 2nd position, but it's Brugman leading the race. But Kelvin is on P3, just waiting for a mistake. Now he's trying it on the outside on braking for Grundichkehre, but yeah, a bit too late, and no position up, no position down. He's still on P3, but Timo Glock is getting more and more closer to the 3rd position car of Kelvin.
Absolutely, yeah. This has given him an opportunity with these drivers making a mistake in front. This just brought them closer to him, so he can then indeed get that DRS open and maybe close up to the lead here. But Brugman is in P1 as it stands here. Opmeer in P2. Looks like Opmeer does indeed have DRS because Kelvin wasn't really able to close the gap there. Again, he gets it open. Look how early he's opening it up here. He's opening up before the car's even rotated. How dangerous can that be, Ollie?
Incredible. But we've seen so many accidents in real racing here at Norisring. Almost every second lap there was some issues. But yeah, there's another try to step to the front. But the door was a bit too wide open. And I thought Kelvin would switch positions, but obviously he didn't.
But open up the steering nicely so we can still get on the power as early as possible. It looks like we've got René Rast there about to be lapped here in race number 1. He's also got a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is not ideal. Ben Green, that's Philip Eng. Oh no, he's now down into P22. Looks like there may have been a bit of contact with him, Nico Muller maybe, and Ben Green. But again, the lead is the two Dutchies. It is Brugman and Opmeer with Kelvin van der Linde just in behind here. And I think it's going to be between these three for the race, although there's still 10 minutes to go. Any contact between these three? Wow, it's almost 3 wide then, down in towards the left-hander. And you can see that Kelvin is now up into what would be P2. And Brugman just lost 2 positions there in a blink of an eye.
What a great move of Kelvin. But I've got something to mention. Normally, the guys who are fast in a Porsche are fast in a DTM race car as well. But obviously not in an eSport race car, because René Rast won the Super Cup title in a Porsche 3 times and Philip Eng did it twice. But they are at the back of the grid in 22 and 23.
That is impressive stuff there. Again, so many title winners in this championship, whether it be esports or whether it be real world motor racing. And again, they're doing this for you people at home watching right now, just for a bit of entertainment, a bit of fun, and of course, you know, we've seen all of the drivers on their cameras and stuff all smiling and just having a blast here. And again, we've seen a couple of incidents, but it is of course one of those circuits that is just promotes incidents, if you like. It's so such close racing, especially with the DRS in effect. Nico Muller we're on board with right now. He's got him behind him Kruger, so Kruger trying to make a potential overtake, but although Nico does indeed have the slipstream here, and he does indeed have the DRS open then, and actually it is Switzerland versus Switzerland as it stands. Oh, nobody home there. It is Scherer who just makes the mistake there into the hairpin, and Nico Muller says thank you very much. It's my birthday, it's my Christmas, I'll take all of them all in one go.
Nico Muller on P16, but as you know, he's not only racing DTM, but Formula E as well. And I think you did the race yesterday. How did he drive?
Yeah, I can't. Do you know what? I did the esports race. I can't remember how it went for the main race, if I'm honest with you, because I was too busy doing my notes for the second part of the show. So yeah, I was only part of the esports race, unfortunately. But yeah, there we go. Kelvin van der Linde, repping the real-life drivers, takes the lead of the race, and he's up against 2 unbelievable esports drivers in Jan Opmeer and Brugman right now. And well, he is taking over here. Again, we're just about to come up to the halfway point in this race. I can't believe it. He's still got over half this race to go. It's been crazy.
Slight mistake in the corner at Dutzenteich, but still he managed to be in front. But if he would win the race, we would have a 5th race winner indeed. But here comes Mr. Opmeer on the outside and making the pass on the brake for the first turn. But is it Kelvin? No, the acceleration was done perfectly by Opmeer.
Yeah, none of these guys have won a race. I don't think Kelvin's won a race yet in this series, has he? I can't remember. No. Maybe I'm wrong there.
No one of these.
Yeah, so there will be a 5th winner in 5 races. How crazy is that? What a championship it's been. Again, Glock, you can see Glock in the background there just going, come on guys, have a little bit of contact, slow each other down a little bit. But they're doing a really good job of overtaking each other, but indeed helping each other progress. There is indeed Timo Glock. He's got Kunze just in behind us. We're going to have an all-German battle very shortly as well, because it looks like Kunze really has hit that loud pedal. But the front 3 again, very, very close indeed. DRS in effect. Are they going to slow each other down there? Well, yeah, Opmeer is taking it into his own hands right now. Although he misses his braking point. We've seen that so many times for this corner here, Ollie. Is there anything particular there that makes that happen?
It happens in real world as well, but as we've heard from René Rast, who took us through 1 lap in qualifying, you have to brake exactly at the 100-meter point, and if you do it just 2 meters later, you're lost for the first corner.
Ah, right, okay. So, of course, you are going super speed there, almost max speed with these cars.
250, 260 k.
That is crazy pace. Imagine trying to get just wow. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine trying to get a car stopped at that speed in real life. Well, here we go. It's a change for the lead again here. It seems like it's every single lap we're going to have a change for the lead. And Brugman moves himself up into P1. Opmeer then just in behind him. And Kelvin van der Linde almost giving Opmeer a little kiss there. But yeah, didn't quite create the contact there. So all good. They're still in a row here. And well, is Kelvin van der Linde starting to think now to stay in DRS zone or stay in the DRS range, and I may have an opportunity at both of them near the end of this race, and then I can just run away, or is he gonna try and wait till the end?
I think he's going to wait till someone of the guys in front of him is just doing a slight mistake, and then he takes his chance. But I'm really impressed what Timo Glock does on P4 at the moment, and he's so solidly driving on this spot. Some gap to the top 3, and still a little bit of a gap to the German guy called Kunze on P5 at the moment, but he did not try to make the move, but Kelvin van der Linde did on the brake for the first corner again, and we get position changed on 2 and 3. It's van der Linde and Opmeer that change positions, and these guys swap positions as well. Kunze managed to get in front of Timo Glock, so I take a bit of the impression of Timo.
Yeah, well, if they're really clever here, Ollie, they'll work together and maybe try and close up. He's still got plenty of time in this race, 4 minutes 30 seconds, which is going to be about 6 laps, 5-6 laps potentially. So if they can work together here, they might be able to close the lead on the front 3. But the front 3 have been jostling for position, but it's the efficiency in how they've been doing it. They've been working together to just keep them as the front 3 and not let anyone else in. You can see there's not been any real crazy dives up the inside to slow each other down. So again, it's been a very clever drive by these 3 as it stands.
Not only these 3, we did not see that many accidents. Just of the normal DTM drivers, we've seen Rene crashing his car, but none of the eSport gamers did ruin their chassis so long.
No, absolutely. It's been, again, a very good display by these. Again, a lot of these, this will be their third ever time doing sim racing in this event here. They may have been putting practice in during the week, but they've not got the experience of sim racing like the driver we're on board with right now, Brugman, Opmeer. Kelvin is relatively new to this scene. Fair play to him. He's absolutely smashing it to pieces, especially at the elite level anyway. Of course, he's been sim racing for a while, but to be driving against these who are, known as the best here, and I think there's the telltale sign there, Ollie. He had an opportunity to make the overtake there for sure, and didn't. He stayed behind. I think he's being clever here. He's been a wily old fox, using his experience.
Waiting till the last
stay
lap.
behind. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the strategy here.
I think so. And this is Timo Glock trying to get back his 4th position, and he did. Overtook Mr. Kunze. But one thing I wanted to mention is I think the younger you are, the better you get used to esport gaming, except your name Timo Glock.
Yeah, for sure. Timo Glock has been, wow, unbelievable. What a star of the show right now. First ever attempt at esports, and he's thrown in performances like this. That's performances I couldn't throw in for sure. That's mental. How quick he really is here. And again, he's got the overtake done early in that lap, and he's got DRS for the entirety of it, which is a clever way of dealing with things. But here we go, 2.5 minutes to go in our final race, our first race, sorry. It's not our final race at all here, and it's Brugman that leads the race. Kelvin van der Linde then is the meat in the Dutchy sandwich right now. Oh, look at this, too wide for two sets of drivers here. Bit of a mistake made there, and Robin Freins then moves up to P6. And it was Ben Tuck then that lost the rear emphasis slightly. But you can see then we've also got Garrido trying to make a move on Nick Cassidy. We've got action all over the place, Ollie.
Indeed, that is what makes Norisring very crazy for watching. I'm sorry for the hiccups, and we are on board with Ben Tuck on P9 at the moment, but moving up to 8, leaving 1 car behind him. It's Garrido in the Audi who lost 1 spot.
Yeah, I say he lost 1 spot. I think he's going to try and retake it here. But look at this, battle for the lead then. Brugman nearly lost it there. And actually, Opmeer has gone round the outside of Kelvin van der Linde. And the front 3, you can cover them with a loincloth right now. They're that close. It is super close here then as they come through the chicane in the middle of this circuit here. 1 minute 30 seconds to go. So I'm thinking we've got 2 laps remaining of this race. Who's going to get the dub then? Is it going to be Brugman? Is it going to be Opmeer? Or is it going to be Kelvin van der Linde? Come on, Ollie. I'm going to throw you under the bus right now. Who's getting the win here?
I think it's going to be one of the Dutch guys, Brookman or Opmeer, but I think Brookman is going to make it.
I love Kelvin's smile. I'm going for Kelvin all day long here. He's doing it for the big boys, I think. So there we go. The two Dutchies will go side by side. And Kelvin then, is he going to take his opportunity now? Well, there we go. He goes for the fake up the inside. Actually, just about going to miss his breaking point here. But should get the power early. And you can see round the outside, Opmeer in that black car is going to make the move for the lead here. Kelvin van der Linde is going to try and go up to P2. And not quite worked out through the chicane again here. We're about to start the final lap of the race as it stands then, and it is the lead then for Opmeer. Brugman is in P2, van der Linde is in P3. Wow, this is exciting stuff here again. Kelvin is going to lose out a load of time there. He's gone for the old switchback there, side by side with Brugman, but this is only going to give Opmeer the opportunity to drive away. They all do indeed have DRS behind Opmeer here though. 20 seconds left on the clock, Ollie, and wow, Kelvin has made that move, but Opmeer's got a nice little gap.
Yeah, the nicer gap helps him to escape to the front with his black DTM car, but it's the Molina car with Kelvin van der Linde behind the wheel on P2 at the moment. Timo Glock is down to 5th again because Kunze has taken the 4th spot.
Yeah, he has, absolutely. Although he's got DRS, he's going to come back in here. Here we go then. Jarno Opmeer is holding on to the lead of this race. And he's trying to break that slipstream here to Kelvin van der Linde through the right-hander up towards the hairpin here. And, well, can Kelvin get on the power early enough here? Can he get the job done? It's the long jaunt here then. Will it be Kelvin van der Linde? Will it be Opmeer? Going to be super, super close. I think it's going to be Jarno Opmeer. Kelvin van der Linde just couldn't get the job done. It was close. Oh. But it will be Jarno Opmeer that takes the first spot here in our first race. Kelvin van der Linde is second. Brugman is in third. I'll tell you what, Timo Glock did get it done, didn't he? Timo Glock did stay in 4th position. Kunze is in 5th. Nick Cassidy, who was in P9 when we were last looking at him, has made his way up to P6. Frines in P7. Auer is in P8. Garrido, P9 there. And then we've got of course, the only Hungarian did manage to get the P10 in the end. Ollie, what a race that was.
Incredible. Well, we've seen Nico Müller, the Swiss guy, sitting at home, but I managed only to get the 13th spot at the end. But this is Jarno Opmeer. This is the winner of round 5. 5 races in DTM Esport Challenge and 5 different winners.
Absolutely. Will we see a 6th different winner? Well, that remains to be seen. It will be Opmeer who does get the fastest lap of the race as well. He takes the victory here for race number 1. Kelvin van der Linde finishes in P2 and Brugman in P3. All 3 of those drivers will be sweating bullets as it stands. Timo Glock, though, for me, was the star of the show, considering it's his first ever esports race. And he managed to get P4. Kunze is in P5. Nick Cassidy, P6. Frines in P7. Auer is in P8. Garrido in P9. And then the Hungarian finishes in P10 there. What a race that was, Ollie. Whew.
Incredible. It's always thrilling stuff the Norisring provides, but that was one of the better ones. No rain and yeah, just fantastic racing we've seen for the first race here. Now we're gonna have a second qualifying and of course a second race.
Yeah, absolutely. Before that though, I need a break. I need to get my breath back, so we're gonna head to some messages from our partners.
I'm on the road like a boss. Emos, my neighbor's green, charging clean. His new ride has tech inside. Across the street, a different need. Top condition, low emission. And that's a team, hybrid dream. Cause it drives so many miles, many miles, many miles, many miles. What the truck? Here comes Chuck. His fuel cell has no smell. Great range, to make a change, not decide how I ride. We decide how we ride. Whatever you drive, drive like a Bosch. With innovative powertrains from combustion engines to electric drives and fuel cells for lower emissions and better air quality. From Bosch.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back then to the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. And well, Ollie, we are joined by a very special guest. For me, the standout of race number 1, considering the level of experience for sim racing, Timo Glock.
Yeah, we got the yellow beast in the picture, and then we got Timo in the line. Congratulations for your first ever esport race, Timo. You did fantastic.
Yeah, I have to say I was very surprised, to be honest. I mean, I've got the simulator since 1.5 weeks, and so far I was just driving on a different platform, and I just sort of trained or practiced one day, half a day, let's say, a couple of days ago, and yeah, being P4, I was very happy, I have to say. Couldn't imagine that would work out like this, but you know, the race was fun. I need to work a bit on the race pace because I had no clue about degradation and so on, and I struggled to keep the pace from the top 3, but at least had a nice fight at the end and just could finish P4, and more than happy, I have to say.
What do you say about the differences between a real DTM car and this one in race room?
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure the G-force and everything is missing, but graphics and the feel of the car and everything around it is pretty good. Pretty good for you know, trying to be consistent, trying to do not many mistakes, and I have to say it's a challenge. I mean, the top guys who are like a 10th or 2/10 every lap quicker, I don't know how they do it, and it's a mystery to me. But I think there are still tweaks where you can work on your sort of simulator itself, like pedals, the stiffness of the pedal and so on. That's super. Yeah, that needs to be dialed in, as well as the steering, and I think I need to fine-tune that a little bit more.
Second qualifying is underway already. What do you expect for the second race, Timo?
I have no idea. I just drive and see how far I get.
Then we say good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
There you go, Timo Glock. That was great to have him in the chat here again. I think he was really eager to get back out on circuit and get those qualifying times in, but he just seemed so relaxed. Like, he was talking about how, I was really surprised about my pace, but he seemed really relaxed with that answer, Ollie. I think he knew when he probably plugged the sim in for the first time and did a couple of practice laps that he was going to be there or thereabouts.
One thing you have to know about Timo, he's relaxed all the time, no matter when you meet him, when you ask him, if it's in the grid, if it's just before the race, whenever you talk to him, he's always one of the most relaxed guys in the grid.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, he definitely came across there. Will he get a podium in this race? I don't know. I think the sky's the limit for Timo Glock right now in esports, and maybe we might see him in future in proper championships in esports as well, like money championships maybe. That's how good he has been off of the bat here, and obviously people will indeed improve over time, and considering how long he's been involved in sim racing, I just still can't believe the pace he's had here. But talking about pace, Opmeer is on pole once again, and it is that Dutchy Brugman in P2 as it stands. So those two cannot be separated as it stands, but to be fair, Kelvin did get the job done in between them for race number 1, but they have been there or thereabouts all day today.
Yeah, we take a look inside the Ginetta of Ben Green, the BMW youngster driver in the new DTM's new supporting series DTM trophy, as soon as we get with the new season on. He's down in 11th position at the moment. I'm wondering where Timo Glock is, because the first step for being on the podium in the second race here at Norisring is to put a tidy lap down here in qualifying. It's just 4 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Yeah, of course, and we've obviously not helped that by talking to him for so long. But he is currently up to P14, so he's just got his time in. P14 then for Timo Glock. Will he be able to improve on that? I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll find a bit more time. Again, needs to maybe work with someone who can use a bit of slipstream. No DRS in qualifying, as we have indeed pointed out here. Look at this, Nico Muller having a little bit of, that's Rene Rast there, a little bit of loving there. He's got no smiles on his face there. He's not happy with that, for sure. But it is Opmir still on pole. Ben Tuck, out of nowhere, has put it onto the front row of the grid.
Incredible! The Dutch guy, the DTM Trophy driver as well, and we say hello. But he moved Nico Müller down to 4th position, but the Swiss guy did not finish in the top 10 in the first race, and Ben Tuck is fastest.
He's got pole. Ben Tuck then, he momentarily lost out P2 to Kunze. Kunze then goes down to P3 because Ben Tuck has taken pole position. Wow! Didn't expect it. He was nowhere in race 1. I did not expect to see this.
And he got a purple first sector again as he's moving through the Scholler S, crossing the line right on the break-in to the second corner. And we're gonna have a second time, and he's in the 3rd sector. But still, it's a 48.448 the time he's nailed.
Watch out for Kelvin van der Linde. Van der Linde's just behind him here on circuit. He might be the one to watch out for as he come across the line then. Does Tuck improve? I don't think he does. But across the line then for Kelvin van der Linde. Did he improve?
Nope.
Well, no, he didn't either. So, oh, yes, he did. He's up to P7. So he did indeed go to P7. Ben Tuck then still with a 48.448. And there's Janto. Janto to put it up into P5. Who have we got here? Dave Gaming's moved up to P11. Ben Green now in top 10. Frines is in 9th. Opmir has gone pole by 9 thousandths of a second. Wow.
What a mini gap we have. I'm searching for Timo Glock in the grid. He's down to position 18, 19 at the moment. It's Lukas Auer who's on P18. The Austrian guy returning to DTM for this season, but obviously he's not in the first rows for the second race at the moment.
Yeah, crazy to see how many different names are up the top there. That says to me that there's been people who've not really put the practice in, and like they've kind of learned on the job here with race 1. So yeah, it's a strange one. Rene Rast then up into P7. So he'll want to make up, of course, for race number 1. And look at this. 1/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second separate the top 8 here, Ollie. Again, I don't know if our voices are going to be alive after this race. It was crazy race 1. Well, Ben Green, by the way, has got purple. Ben Green's got purple here in that Ginetta. You can tell the focus on his face there, almost grazing the wall then. And here we go. Is he going to be able to take pole position here? He's going to be close. You can see he's taking the shortest route possible here. He thinks this is good. We think this is good. Is it going to be pole? Across the line he goes. Oh, and it's only P7. So we've got 3 purple sectors there. I have no idea how that's not pole, but it's not. It's 1.5 tenths of a second off the pace then. And Brugman, again, in P3 as it stands. But now you can see that it's the top 9 separated by 2/10 of a second here.
Brugman is out for a last lap, and purple sector in 1 and 2. The time is rolling in sector 3 as well. But how can he cross the line, improve his time? Down at P3 at the moment, but is he going to move up and cross the line? Nope. He's still on P3 at the moment, resetted his car, but there's not enough time left to do another proper lap. That's Tom Blomqvist we're on board with. He gained 2 positions, but it's just P11.
8 spots he gained. He's in 19, so he's up to P11. Now, Garrido. But look at it, you know, you say, if you'd said to him at the start of this championship, oh, you're going to be 2/10 of a second behind pole, he'd be like, oh, brilliant, yeah, cool, top 3, lovely job. He's P11. It's that close here at the Norisring. Incredible stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible stuff here. Just ridiculous. So we've got the warm-up now here. Qualifying is indeed over. We've got an incredible race at the Norisring for our second race here. And now it's time for a message from our partners. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is indeed over here. 40 seconds left of warm-up. It's the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. And well, is anybody going to be able to beat Jan Opmeer today? Of course, he's been absolutely incredible in race number 1. Well, can he do it again here in race number 2?
The first step he did already as he moved to the top spot of the grid. And we got Robin Freins in the wall. What a mess with the car. Jamie Green won so many times here at Norisring, but now the Dutch guy messed it up a bit. And well, the clock is ticking down in this warm-up.
Yeah, for sure. Jarno Opmeer, of course, one of the top sim racers in the world right now. Formerly of Renault Vitality Esports. Wonder what this year's going to hold for him. But well, this is the first time I've seen him racing competitively, and well, he has not lost a step. That is for sure. Again, on P1 for today's race. Nico Müller there, just doing a little calibration of his wheel before he's ready to indeed get involved here. The grid is forming up. They've got themselves, again, 1 minute to get themselves on the grid. If they all indeed grid up earlier, we will go green a lot earlier. So, yeah, you can see he's looking pretty relaxed there. Kind of looking like, oh, I'm a bit out of position. I'm not feeling this, actually, in all fairness. He's got some very colourful headphones, though, Wally.
Yeah, I think they got it from Formula E to do the popular Formula E eSport challenge. And here we are. All cars are lined up. The second race is going to come and lasting again for 15 minutes. Here we go.
Here then for race number 2, and Opmeer's got a very good start as it stands then, but it's not as good as last time. You can see Brugman trying to make a move. He's going to have to go the long way round here. They've also got Bentuck up the inside here. Oh, and he's just going to sniff to the opportunity. He's been given it and he's going to take it. Yeah, Jarno Opmeer not able to reciprocate the move there. No, he's going to go in behind him, although he's going to try and find, he's just going to try and open up the chicane as best as he can to potentially get a better exit here. But it is indeed Bentuck then who puts himself up into P1. What a start, Ollie.
Incredible. We've seen him during qualifying on P1 already, but here we are with Jarno Opmeer, the second place guy. But Nico Müller was fastest of the DTM guys in the qualifying, and he's battling with René Rast for position 6 and 7, and is switching positions all the time. The DTM drivers, they know each other for years, and here we are with Nico Müller, and he's trying to hold René Rast behind the end of his car, but René is one of the fastest guys here on Norisring as we come to real racing in DTM. Here we see Bentuck still in front, Opmeer and Brugman on P2 and 3.
Yeah, we just saw there a little bit of argy-bargy with Nico Müller and René Rast, and actually it's left René Rast there as susceptible to the move from Kelvin van der Linde, and van der Linde has indeed taken that position there, so no love lost between Nico Müller and René Rast, that is for sure. But you're right, Bentuck still leads this race. Jarno Opmeer will indeed have the DRS though for this lap, and Brugman as well. And you know, from the first race, of course, it was Jarno Opmeer, Brugman and Kelvin van der Linde. And I think you'll find there that Jarno was too busy worried about Brugman, and that's where Ben was able to get up the inside.
You're right, but we've just find Kelvin van der Linde on the 7th spot at the moment, so he has to move up some of the positions as we have 13 minutes left on the clock. Bentuck lost his lead to Jan Opmeer, the winner of the first race, and here we see Timo Glock, who has a long way to move up to almost half of the grid, down to 11 at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. He's got Nick Cassidy there all over his chuff pipe as it stands, and Nick's going to try and get this position done as soon as possible. Garrido driving around, a little bit of contact there between the two drivers, but Timo is going to run a little bit wide from that as well. Ooh, just steps on the power a little bit too early as well. And Nick Cassidy there with a little bump to pass as they come up here towards the start-finish line. You see how far apart they are, and Timo does indeed hold on. I think Nick has actually got off the power there to let him go back through. He felt a bit bad for the contact, which is great sportsmanship to see. But again, up towards that hairpin. And Cassidy is very close indeed. In front of them, though, there's Tom Blomqvist and Garrido having a battle as well. But look at this, so Gary Paffett having a nice little battle here with Freins. I think Freins has got the job done here. No, it's not Paffett. Up the inside through the chicane, holds on to the position there, and now he's rolling back the years. Gary Paffett showing the skills, showing the class as to why he is indeed a more than one-time champion of the DTM class in real-life racing. Superb stuff. Finally, we're seeing Gary come into his own here, Ollie.
Yeah, incredible. And we have seen Robin Freins just behind him, hitting the wall in the chicane. So he struggled a bit, but he did not lose any more positions. But he put quite a gap between Gary Pafford on P13 and himself.
P2 as it stands. We've got Brugman, Ben Tuck, then P2 and P3. Then we've got Ben Green here, who is in that very much green BMW. Then we've got Nico Muller in 5th. We've got Kelvin van der Linde, who's side by side here. I think that's Kunze. No, it's not. It's Nico Muller. So Nico Muller's got the job done here, and now it's Kunze in behind Kelvin van der Linde. You can see them side by side in the background. So Nico Muller's driving away here. Kelvin's going to have to go defensive then through Hairpin. There's a late lunge there by René Rast. René Rast is going to get the job done here as well. And Nico Kunze was looking to go forward ahead of Kelvin van der Linde, and René Rast is now pulling backwards even further. That's incredible stuff there by René Rast. Very opportunistic indeed.
What a nice turbulent race we have, and this is the battle for P8 with Nico Kunze and James Garrido on P8 and 9, and we moved up to Ben Tuck on P2 at the moment, while Brookman is battling him for the 2nd spot.
Yeah, Opmeer now, I think he's a full second ahead here. It's going to be interesting to see whether DRS is actually going to be in effect here. And actually, Ben Tuck does have DRS, so he has to try and close that gap then to Opmeer, because Opmeer... Oh, big collision in the background there. Oh, that's Ben Green. Yeah, Ben Green's facing the wrong way. Oh, I'm not too sure what's happened there, and he is not happy. He's rejoined here. He's got going safely, which is all good. But there was definite contact there between him and potentially... Again, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but that might have been Kelvin van der Linde. But now it's Kelvin up into P4. But the front 3 now have got an opportunity to just drive away. And, well, actually, no, they haven't, because look at this. There's a car park of cars chasing them down. They're like a flock of seagulls right now. We're on some chips. So very, very interesting indeed. Will the top 3 be able to get away? I don't think they will. But I think Opmeer has got a huge opportunity to become our first double winner.
But I think Kelvin van der Linde is on fire again. The guy we've seen on the podium in the first race. He's now struggling a bit on P4, but still he tries to step on the top 3 podium as well. Tom Blomqvist is up to 8th position, but losing a spot to James Garrido. At the moment he's driving the Audi on P8, but still it's pretty close everywhere in this second race again, so it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the next 9 minutes.
Yeah, still 9 minutes to go here as well. Again, we're involved with Nico Kunze, who's going to drop down to P8 here. Yeah, Garrido in that yellow and green car around the outside gets the job done nicely. But they're now trying to close down in on Nico Muller and René Rast. René Rast, of course, very good friends with Kelvin van der Linde. So those two, I think, are going to end up battling before this race is out here, which is going to be great to see. How respectful are they going to be? Of course, when you're actually friends with someone, you push the boundaries, especially in esports when there's not any potential harm to your health. To the limit, so I really am looking forward to them two going side by side here. DRS opener for Nico Kunze, trying to get up to that P8 here with Tom Blomqvist. Of course, Tom Blomqvist won last week, and currently in P8 as it stands, now chasing down the Spaniard of Garrido. So can he get the job done? Nico Kunze, again, Nico Kunze just finds himself in P9 in behind this little battle here. So Blomqvist, can he get the job done on Garrido? Going to come here down in towards that chicane.
We're gonna see, but as you mentioned, Kelvin and René, the guys know each other since several years, and they won a title together. It was down in, it was in the year 2014 when they claimed the ADAC GT Masters title for the first, the 2 guys for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why, that's always a good way to start a friendship, Ollie. Let's be honest.
Indeed.
Winning championships together, there's no better way, that's for sure, in motorsport. But yeah, it's the 3 Playboy cars there. Went round the hairpin 3 wide, and they all survived, which was very nice to see. It'd be nice to see Opmeer again at the front. How far is Opmeer ahead of Brugman? As he managed to get himself a decent little gap here. We're on board here with Scherer. Where's the front runners here then? So yeah, I think Opmeer's got that 1 second. It is. It's 2.3 seconds to Opmeer now. No mistakes, and he is going to take away this victory. Or he needs to have Brugman and Ben Tuck. Those two need to work together here to try and close the gap up. Again, Kelvin van der Linde will be looking for a podium as well. So as soon as he gets a snifter of an opportunity of these two, he's going to try and split them up as soon as possible. René Rast, he's ever opportunistic. He will take any opportunity that is indeed presented to himself. Look how close they all still are here around the Norisring. And the star of the field, though, it is up there right now, isn't it?
Great racing we see, but there's one black BMW, right, it seems to be in front of the pack, but it's not. It's Lucas Auer down to position 23, and he's struggling a bit with his race pace. And this is the top two, Opmeer, Brookman. We're on board with Ben Tuck, and they close in the gap and trying to lap the first guys.
Yeah, they need to work together here, I think. They need to make sure that they use the DRS to their strengths here and close up to the lead. Don't want to let them get away here. Don't worry about P2 and P3. It's all about winning these races today. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. Ben Green then in P17 as it stands. It is Janetta Simbrick, which still blows my mind. Every single week I see that. And he's actually got some DRS then, so he must have been behind Scherer at the start of this lap. He's got a lot of damage to the front of that car there by the looks of things, so he's been involved in some incidents, that is for sure. But yeah, he's kind of in a no man's land situation right now. Next driver up in front of him is Robin Freins, and Freins is kind of, where's Freins? Well, no, Ben Green here is now battling. Who are we on board with here? No, we're with Dave Gaming. So Dave Gaming and Gary Paffett. So Paffett is actually making his way through the pack here, Ollie. He's now at P12. Last time we saw him making a move for 13th, but he's got Dave Gaming in behind him. German Twitch streamer. But yeah, incredible stuff here from Gary. And actually, he is the best Mercedes on the grid, although Dave Gaming is going to try and take away that title from him.
Nice battling we're seeing. It's Dave who's hitting the back of Gary Paffett, the P12 positioned car at the moment. It was 2005 and 2018 when Gary claimed his 2 DTM titles in the last year when Mercedes took part on these German Touring Car Series.
Yeah, look at this here. Timo Glock is in a hell of a battle here right now, and he turns in a little bit too early there, and there may be a bit of contact. He can hit the wall on the outside, but look at this. It is also now Nick Cassidy involved there in that Red Bull livery. All three of these, again, almost touching each other. So it is indeed Kunze versus Glock versus Cassidy. And Glock's gone for a move up the inside there of Kunze, and I think he's got it stuck. He has got it stuck. Timo Glock then up to P9. And again, for me, he is my driver of the day. He's been absolutely sensational. Didn't have the best of qualifying in race 2, but has he ever made up for it in the race format here, moving himself up the order into a top 10 and even into a top 9. He's under a lot of pressure. Nick Cassidy makes the move on Kunze, and he's going to make the move up the inside, get a job done. Timo Glock will indeed grab a couple of tenths of a second there because of the battle behind him. But what a sensational performance from all of these drivers. Kelvin van der Linde is P3. He's pushing for P2 here. And I tell you what, Jan Opmeer is not far up the road. Kelvin van der Linde is going to look to slingshot his way then up towards the leading race, down towards the hairpin here. And can he get the job done? Just about misses his braking point. And I think you'll find that Brugman's going to be able to take the position back here. Although Kelvin van der Linde does have DRS, which may get him out of trouble here. But I tell you what, Jarno Opmeer is not out of the woods yet, Ollie.
No, but through the battling going on between P2 and 3, between Brookman and Kelvin van der Linde, he can put a decent gap between him on full spot and the follower, Brookman on P2.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, they're trying to make their way forwards, and then in behind them they've got Ben Tuck and Rene Rast. Ben Tuck, who's been an absolute standout for race number 2, wasn't really anywhere in race 1, but his qualifying pace was exceptional. Managed to get the lead of this race in lap number 1. He's just fallen to the wayside ever so slightly. We're on board here with Nico Muller, who's in P7, but he's got a lot of pressure from Tom Blomqvist. I think Blomqvist is going to get the job done round the outside here, down towards the hairpin. He's got the inside line here, and now all of a sudden they've got Timo Glock in behind them as well. So Timo Glock, Nick Cassidy is trying to get up into position here as well, and Kunze. So these are all now battling for what would be P8. P7, I guess, Tom Blomqvist being at the head of this battle here. Look at this thing. Kelvin van der Linde looking to get that P2 nailed here. And actually, he was doing a bit of bump drafting there, Ollie. He was just pushing Brugman along there to try and close the gap to the leaders.
2.5 minutes left, and I think Kelvin is not giving up the fight till the finish line, till he steps on at least P2 on the podium. But Nico Müller is ahead of this car. I think he got some big damage on his Audi RS5. He's down to position 20 at the moment, and here we're back on track with van der Linde on P3 and Rene Rast on P5, trying to overtake Ben Tuck for P4.
Yeah, for sure here. And again, they do not, Brugman does not have the DRS here. And again, there we go. So Kelvin van der Linde is bump drafting to try and close up the gap then to Jarno Opmeer. That is very clever stuff here. You see that a lot in NASCAR, a lot of oval racing, but you very rarely see that in DTM. So very good from Kelvin. Will it work? I don't think they're close enough here, but he is giving it a go at the very least here, which is great to see. But it's only going to keep people like Ben Tuck, Rene Rast interested in the potential podium battle. Kelvin there, gets very snaky out of the chicane. And again, Jarno Opmeer, I think he's going to become our first two-time winner in the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. But can Kelvin do it? Can he bump draft Brugman up towards the lead here? We got 2 more laps remaining of this race, and again, you're going to see it again here, Ollie. Look at him, clever.
Boom.
Oh, well, actually no, I think he decided against it in the end, and I think Brugman's like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's just work together by you overtake me, I'll overtake you. You overtake me, I'll overtake you. And actually, Kelvin then makes a mistake here. And again, they can't afford these mistakes. But look at this then. We've got Ben Tuck now again wanting this podium. Podiums are everything for race drivers. Whether there's any points, whether there's a championship standings, it's still all about, I got a podium in that race I did.
And it's once again Kelvin on the second spot. Kelvin made this move, left Brugman behind, but still 1 lap to go, and it's pretty close. So Opmeer is up and away on P1, but there's some battling going on for the last 2 steps on the podium with Van der Linde, Brugman, Tuck, and Rene Rast is still in the battle for the podium as well.
Oh wow, contact. I thought that was Jarno then, but it's not Jarno. Look at these guys, they're almost 4 wide. They're down towards the hairpin here. And while this is going to be the final lap of the race, I think, as they come through the hairpin, it's going to be the final lap. Yes, it is going to be the final lap of today's race. So we've got in second position now Kelvin Van der Linde. Rene Rast then has made his way up into P3. He's took the opportunity. Contact then between Ben Tuck and him as well. And wow, as they come around the chicane for the final time, they really are pushing and pushing and pushing as they come up towards the flat out right-hander into the hairpin, and this will be the final time. They are really heavily on the brakes. Whoever's got DRS then is going to be in business. I think Jarno Opmeer is going to go ahead here and take the race victory. Congratulations to him, our first 2-time winner here in the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. But it will be Kelvin Van der Linde in second, and Rene Rast will finish in third. He was 5th for so long in that race, but Rene Rast, leaning on his experience, waited to the last couple of laps and got onto that podium. What a race on it.
Incredible. Luke, that was fantastic. What we've seen at Norisring for the second race, and this Sunday for the 3rd round of the DTM Esports Classic Challenge. And we got 2 weekends left for round 4 and 5. So the next 2 Sundays we're here with you again, hopefully with Timo Glock as well, and this is the result with Opmeer winning the second race and being the first double winner of the Young Series. Kelvin managed to step up to the podium as well with P2, and Rene Rast, who did it in the final 200 meters in front of the finish line to manage to step up to the podium. We get Brugman on P4, then Ben Tuck on P5 in front of Nick Cassidy, Garrido, Kunze, Blomqvist, and Timo Glock, who managed to step up to the top 10 as well.
Yeah, incredible stuff there again. Rene Rast waiting till the last few seconds really to get himself up into the top 3. Kelvin Van der Linde was indeed our Kelvin Van der Linde was indeed P2. A great job by him. But it looks like here, Ollie, you've got another interview to do.
I think so, and it's the doubled DTM champion Rene Rast we got again here, being the fastest of the DTM drivers. Congratulations after this second race here in Norisring, Rene.
Yeah, thank you. It was quite exciting. After my first race was basically done after first lap. Second race was much better. Started I think P7, and then in the middle of the race I was just trying to see what's going to happen in front of me, and actually in the last lap it all happened. Kelvin and me got past. I couldn't see who it was in the end, but finally we finished on the podium again.
It was Opmeer winning the race for 2 times. So we got a sim race driver. Do you have to practice more to beat him?
Most likely, yes. If I want to beat him, I have to practice more. I did practice yesterday evening a bit with Kelvin together. This morning for half an hour, and that's basically it. But still very happy with the results.
You can be. Thank you very much for joining the DTM Esport Classic Challenge, and good luck for the next time. Thanks, Rene.
Thank you.
Absolutely awesome there to hear from Rene. But it looks like we're going to have another guest in the box here. We've got Nico Muller. Ollie, take it away.
Nico, well...
Oh, it's not... Okay, well, he will be here in momentarily. But yeah, great to talk to Rene. Rene with an unbelievable performance there. But interesting to hear from him that he thinks he needs to get a bit more practice in the esports guys. But yeah, he's still performing at their level.
Rene is one of the most... how is it called? He's practicing so much in DTM. He's analyzing every lap with his engineer. He's very keen to sit in the car and doing the best, exactly what he can.
Yeah, he's being meticulous with his preparation, which is why he is as good as he is. And again, we've got, like you said earlier, we have still got 2 more weeks of this to come. It's been incredible. The driving standards have been superb from all of the drivers as well. And we've got next week then, TTM 2016, and then week 5, surprise class. So that's going to be interesting. Let's just see exactly what that is. Yeah, next week's going to be pretty cool. That is for sure. But anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't look like we have any more interviews to do today. So, yeah, Ollie, absolutely superb working with you again. Hopefully you've enjoyed the last 3 weeks. We've still got 2 more to go. How exciting is that?
I did. Look, Rain, that was a fantastic one again. Hopefully you're going to join us for the next 2 DTM Esport Classic Challenges on the Sundays. Again, same time, it's 2 in Germany, it's 1 p.m. in Great Britain, and I don't know wherever you are on this planet, but be sure to be with us.
Thank you very much for watching the DTM Esports Classic Challenge, and we're going to be back at the same time next week. Bye-bye.